Hi, John Toronto here. We're back and we're going to show you how to add beads to your barrel knot rosary bracelets. So stay tuned. Hi, today I'm going to show you how to add beads to your bracelet. It all comes down to spacing. And also, I'd like to welcome you to the channel officially. It's called Holy Craft with a T at the end. And we're gonna have new content coming up, so we really would appreciate if you would like and subscribe. Thank you. So today we're going to add beads, and one of my students asked for a black one. So I'm going to take a piece of string and I'm going to make it about 5 feet long. I kind of like hold one arm out and the other one up straight. And I need a scissor. And then we don't want a frayed knot. It won't go through the drink stir. So I'm going to seal the knot, and I'm going to do that one more time. I want to make it nice and pointy so it goes through the drink stir. So the first knot, I call it the break knot. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The side I ended up with, I'm going to feed the string through. You don't want anything to get caught in that loop, and I'm getting a lot of stuff caught in that loop. That little tail, you want to stay out of the loop. I'm going to pull it nice and tight. That little end knot, I'm going to trim it about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch away. Looks like a little pineapple. I'm going to burn that pineapple top. Seal that up. Remember, it's hot. It's acrylic. It's plastic. It burns, it melts, and it hurts. Now I'm going to do a series of 5 knots. Again, it's all about spacing. And I'm going to place the string underneath my stir. I hardly want any room between the first knot and this knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of like working backwards. And then I'm going to, I'm going to feed the string through. And then you're gonna see, if you don't control the knot, you'll see how much space you can get. That's why spacing is the most important thing. So here, it's right next to it. I'm not going to push back at all. I'm just going to pull. And you can see I'm going to end up with a good 2 fingers worth. And normally I say 3, but I have to accommodate for the adding of the space of the beads. Now that I have the 5, I'm going to actually add the beads. And here are the beads in here. You can get them. These you can get at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I used to get my string at Hobby Lobby, but they don't carry that much anymore. And I finally found it on Amazon, and they have yellow. In my first video, they didn't have yellow, and all the kids wanted yellow. Now they got the yellow, and they like all the colors. So my biggest nightmare is that I'm going to spill these and have to put them back in alphabetical order. That's why I put 2 rubber bands around it. This is going to be for a kid named Noel. So I'm going to find the end, and they are in alphabetical order. I use this needle tool. It just makes it easier to get them. So make sure you're putting them in the right order. So here's N for Noel. N. Here's an O. A, B, C, D, E. Right here. And then we have 2 L's. So I think I just need 1 more E. Okay, so there it is. Noel. And now I have to put the knot, another 5 knots to complete. Because remember, it's a personalized rosary bracelet. So I know some students, they've lost their grandfather, so they want pop, and they actually do pray the rosary with the grandfather as their special intention. But it's just a nice personal thing you can give someone, for a communion gift, confirmation gift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'm going to slide it in on the opposite side, making sure nothing gets caught in the loop. And there's lots that get caught in the loop on this table today. And now here, I'm going to want to give a lot of pushback because I want these right up against my letters. So I'm pushing, pushing and pulling, pushing and pulling. And kind of like rolling it shape, but I want it nice and tight. So that's 1. Here comes 2. And here's spacing. It's got to be, the new knot is going to overlap the old knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, it's all about spacing. Once you control the spacing, you can do a lot of creative things with this. And it's pretty simple. It's just basically a string. And I have a list a mile long in my phone of all kids who want them. Okay, so you want very tight. So this is going to be my 10th bead. So we have 10 for 10 Hail Marys. I'm going towards my holding hand. I have to cross over. And on this side, it forms an X. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. And now nothing gets caught in the loop. Push that straw through. The stir makes a tighter knot, a nicer knot. Now I'm going to go to the head of the cross. And the head of the cross is only 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we don't need a lot of space here because of those beads. And Noel is a much longer name than my DBP bracelet. That's my Don Bosco prep bracelet. That's where I went to high school. And that's where I fell in love with the rosary. St. John Bosco was all about praying the rosary, devotion to the Blessed Mother, going to confession, and the Holy Eucharist. So I have like maybe not even a finger space. That's the head of the cross. The body of the cross is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the body of the cross. Nothing gets caught in that loop. Push the straw through. And here we want hardly any space, just enough for a string because we have to add the arms of the cross. So a little bit of pull, a lot of push. A little bit of pull, a lot of push. A little bit of pull. So that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to cut. It looks like a little pineapple right now. I'm going to seal that frayed knot. Careful, you can get burnt. This is my favorite part. I don't smoke anything, but I always like cigarette lighters. Now I have a reason to have a cigarette lighter. I still have about, I would say, almost 20 inches of string left. I'm going to make a knot, place the knot between the body of the cross and the head of the cross. Pull it snugly. If it's not snugly, it's ugly. And then I'm going to make the arms. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't need any more. And then I'm coming through the opposite end of the straw. Bringing it through. Try to keep the order. There we go. And now I'm going to kind of give it a little twist and a pull. Here's the final arm to the cross. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got it. After a while doing this, you kind of like get it more from the feel. I'm gonna see if I can get that crimper tool, my needle nose, which was my nickname in high school. There we go. Trim about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Let's seal it up. Oh, baby, that's hot. So this will be our 3rd video. And if you look at the original video, it really goes into detail. Back then I used a straw, and then the updated video, I introduced the stir. But again, it's all about spacing. Now I'm going to add the slip knot, which will finish the bracelet, and then I'll be able to give it to Noelle tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I use 7. 7's a good biblical number. 7 sacraments. And, they say, the world was created in 7 days, but really he rested on the 7th day. So really he got it done in 6. And now I'm going to get my needle nose pliers to pull that snugly. Oh, baby. And about 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch from that knot, I'm gonna trim it. You wanna pull it taut. And then that little, if you think of that slip knot as a turtle shell, and that's the little turtle head, I'm going to melt it and slide it towards the shell. And I think I've lost some feeling in my fingers, because this used to hurt me a lot. Better losing it in your fingers than in your heart. And that is a completed rosary bracelet, personalized for Noelle. When I go to make it large for her to fit over her hand, because that's pretty small right now, I'm going to keep the beads together, and I'm pulling from the beads to the slip knot, and you can see it'll give quite a bit. Now, our next video, I came up with a series of holiday videos where you have to get a little more involved with the spacing, but this is, probably can guess by the colors, it's an Advent rosary bracelet. I have a Valentine version, Advent. What else I got here? Oh, that's Noelle's. There's a nice St. Patrick's Day version. Another Advent one. And, you can be as creative as you want. I went to Don Bosco Prep, so that's the example I made. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Just a reminder again, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. Thank you again, and don't forget to pray your rosary every day. God bless.